Some may find the following disturbing. Discretion is advised.
A faster wit than any of the Three Stooges. More insulting than an Alberto Riveron explanation. Blocked on Twitter by every moron with an insecurity complex.
Hey, look! Over there! In the bar room!
It's Stephen Hawking!
Nah, he's dead.
It's that astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson.
What?
He's black.
Is it Captain Obvious?
Oh, it's the smartest man, motherfucker.
Yes! It's the smartest man in the bar room! A strange Bears fan from Hammond, New York, possessing powers and abilities far, far beyond those of mortal fans. The smartest man who can recall football information and wins arguments in a moment's notice, and who, disguised as Shane Marsaw, mild-mannered postal worker, fights the never-ending battle for truth, justice, and the barroom way. He is a superhero beyond recognition. He is the smartest man in the barroom.
How does Shane know every thought?
It's hard being this goddamn good, Phil.
It's hard out there for a wise man.
According to a barfly, you two have some pretty thick sexual tension.
Who, me and Phil?
Yeah. That's how you know what's going on with each other.
I may or may not have shoved this shit in a couple of times.
Oh, my own.
Are we live?
All right, let's start this show. We will start in 3, 2, 1.
This is Adrian Amos, and you're listening to Bears Barroom Radio.
67,
And Adrian Amos puts the pop on Beasley, and we'll have an injury timeout for Cole right now. Man, what a shot.
I think I made him shit himself.
I think he just shit himself.
I think he just shit himself.
Good Lord, this guy shit himself big time.
See, I told you I made him shit himself.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh. Yeah,
Adrian Amos.
Nah, nah, nah. A Bears barroom, they're the ones that fight for truth. Bears are alive or 100 proof, even if the Bears win or lose. A Bears barroom, they're the ones that fight for truth. Bears are alive or 100 proof, no matter if the Bears win or lose. Yo, first, the smartest man, no tweets, he's ever missing. Impossible, the mission, call out frauds with precision. Bears 100 proof, these faces number one Adora. Slaying dumb tweets, cross-eyed like Katora. Never one to back down to call a fraud a lemon. Wise man, no doubt, Miller's asterisk ending. Cheers, Bears fans. The fired Puerto Rican barkeeping for Chicagoland. He's the godfather, the one, the real producer. Always keeping the show together with the voice that will seduce us. Risking out a Firefox, the old timer never stops. IPA, draft, malts, craft, barkeep takes the shots. Barflies appreciated worldwide. Canada, Scotland, England, Brazil, Mexico, and Dubai. Dr. Phil is the guy, the one to realize as the barroom leader to show with an endless shoot supply. Go big coat fought the narrative on color, brought the Jasons of campaign for Mitchell. Now I'm the standing up for the truth. You know your boy's a little guy. These media heads won't give us credit up to the barflies. Flies. Fuck a fraud in his keyboard, Twitter tough guys surround us. Raining truth on the Bears worldwide, barflies astound us. This is the number one pod, that's the reality of the truth. And if you don't know us by now, Bears 100 proof. A Bears barroom, they're the ones that fight for truth. Bears are alive or 100 proof, even if the Bears win or lose. A Bears barroom, they're the ones that fight for truth. Bears are alive or 100 proof, no matter if the Bears win or lose. A Bears ballroom, they're the ones that fight for truth. Bears are alive or 100 proof. Even if the Bears win or lose. MC for Bears ballroom, they're the ones that fight for truth. Bears are alive or 100 proof. No matter if the Bears win or lose. Bears ballroom, yeah. You know you got to feel it. You got to feel it. You got to feel it. Bears ballroom, you know you gotta feel it. Yeah, yeah, you gotta feel it. Do you feel it? Firefox, fire, John Fox. Yeah, yeah. MC fulfilling, another fulfilling 45 track. Bringing the hits for the Bears ball flies. 100 proof. Worldwide. Shout out to the super producer, the Godfather, stand up, unite. Aldo Gandia. Shout out to the Vice President. It's the Bears ball. And of course, it's only one. The smartest man in the bar room. Come on now, the mailman, Shane, Money Man Marceau. Deliver the mail, MC fulfill for the Bears. Of course, your boy, Draft Dr. Phil. 100 proof.
It's always difficult bringing up these questions with the intent not being to bash the previous coaching staff by any means, but just in any way, if he was held back last year, do you sense with this all the new energy around here in the building, the new offense, that he feels like he can really break out of his shell in the scheme?
Yeah, I mean, I know it's a tough question. For me personally, and this is the way that Ian Mitchell and I have talked about this too, I know I've said this, but once that page was turned from the year before to this year, it has been 100% focused on Coach Nagy, the offense, what we need to build on from what we gained last year, not what we lost, but what we gained in terms of experience, some of the good things that happened, some of the good things that maybe didn't happen on the field, but you learned in the classroom. And I think that was he and I's objective, is to move forward.
Cheers, Bears fans! This is Bears 100 Proof. You just heard Chicago Bears quarterback coach Dave Ragone talk about how Mitch Trubisky is being de-foxified by Matt Nagy. Thanks to Hogan Johns and their podcast for the clip. We're going to borrow some clips from Hogan Johns' podcast to talk about our Bears, and we encourage you to listen to their show if you have not already done so. My name is Aldo Gandia, and I serve the drinks here, but don't you worry, the stars of the nightclub act are here and ready to hit the stage and perform. They are, of course, Draft Dr. Phil Atoshin and Shane, the smartest man in the barroom. Trey Busy will join us a little later. Also here at the best seat of the house, of course, is Bears Girl. She will monitor news and break in with what's happening in the NFL and the Chicago Bears, or just anything she might find interesting for us to talk about. Hope you all had a pleasant Memorial Day, a holiday to remember our fallen heroes, and we extend our thoughts of appreciation to them and, of course, their families who have sacrificed so much. Lady BG, Phil, and Shane, hope you are all well and ready to bring it. We are recording here on Tuesday, May 29th, just 100 days from the start of the season. Phil, are you fired up?
I'm always fired up, Aldo. Football season is approaching. The NBA is ending. And it's like every day on my fucking timeline we're debating LeBron versus Michael Jordan. I'm like, who the fuck cares? Because it's just
there's no
so
debate,
dumb.
Phil. It's MJ and a landslide.
That's right.
MJ,
That's right.
This guy, who cares? LeBron is phenomenal. Let's celebrate both. I always laugh
Fuck
at this
him.
kind of stuff.
Fuck him. Fuck LeBron.
Jesus. All I do is judge athletes, and I'll tell you right now, that fucking guy could play on my team any day. Guy could probably go on the Bears.
Mikey North already coming in.
Yeah, Mike. I know Mike probably is a big Jordan fan, so
yeah.
What are we gonna do? I don't know. I'm just tired of the debate. Who cares at this point? Jordan was the best I ever saw, and we'll keep it at that. I mean, football season, to me, it can't get here soon enough. I mean, mini camps, Aldo, are starting up, and then you go on that big lull, and that's when training camp hits us, and the Kevin White story is going to unfold. The center, Cody Whitehair, is going to be out there giving perfect snaps, and that's not going to be a story again. The freshly cut sod at Soldier Field and freshly cut at Hallis Hall, and then you're going to be at Bourbonnais, and Aldo and Trey are going to be there. I just love the game of football. I'm watching, shout out to Dan Aguirre's 1990 Bears football, so I can relive some of the games I never got to see because I was at Hofstra checking the ticker. They didn't have the Sunday ticket back then. So I'm so missing football. And you led with Adrian Amos, and I'm doing a big film for the most underappreciated safety in the NFL, and Adrian Amos. And I live it, breathe it. My wife says it's my second wife, and Shane is my mistress. So that's true.
Is this where we include the pre-show banter here, Phil?
Hey, I just keep it 100. Football is with me 24/7, and actually, over the weekend, Aldo, I did take a break from the game for about 72 hours. Just a lot of stuff hit the family and friends, and just celebrating some heroes as we celebrated the Memorial Day heroes. But we had some heroes at home, SWAT team friends that, came out that were first responders to a devastating explosion. And honestly, it was told to me 3 seconds, maybe 4 steps closer, there would be 4 dead bodies and multiple worse injuries. They all were able to survive with injuries, but the look on their faces and the trauma that they endure. And I know this country is so separated by the police and all this stuff, but there's real heroes every day at home. And it really took a toll on me because my quarterback, who I hadn't seen in about, 8 years, he was a first responder, and his face was just totally different because of the explosion. So I just wanted to take a time out and shout them out on our show. And I was going to do it on Bears Hour Live, and I forgot it was Memorial Day. But just, I salute all these men and women that go out there and protect this country. I think we take a lot for granted. There wouldn't even be this show if it wasn't for them. And for everything we see in the social media world, this country and its forefathers and the belief and the buildup of what America truly is being torn down, and it's unfortunate. So I really ask and hope Bears Barroom and Barflies just, stand up. We had great Bobby Phelan come on the show last week, and he really brought it, and he's obviously a Marine, and people like that listen to the show that are serving the country. I know I'm making this long fired up, but I just, it really touched my heart to know what it's like, and to see it firsthand was very overwhelming for me. So I just shut it all down, and I really took it in and appreciated what it is they do for me and all of us, truly.
All right, Shane, you got any shout-outs?
I thought that was the opening rant of DHL there for a second.
It was supposed to be, so I can't do it next week.
Well done, Phil. Well done.
That was well played by you, by the way. Very well done.
I was busy looking for the music, too, and I said, he's going to finish before I find the music.
Shortest 100 proof on record.
Shane, you have a good Memorial weekend with the fam?
Yeah, a lot of work. New house and getting that all situated away, and so there wasn't too much relaxation, but made a few minutes for some frosty beverages and spent some time with the fam for a little while there. But those are usually the best days. Keep busy and party hard, and when you have a few minutes. But no, we enjoyed it, and actually I've had an extra long weekend, so I'm heading back to work tomorrow finally. So
cool.
we all had a good time.
Good. And BG, I know that you folks in Canada always appreciate Memorial Day because our men and women are sacrificing their lives for you Canadians too. Do you guys even have an army up there? Do you have a military up there?
No, we don't need it. It's too cold. Nobody's going to come here.
The mounted police, right, DG?
Of course we have a military, you dumb fuck.
Oh, that's right. You guys sent a couple of troops over to Iraq or something like that. It's part of the coalition.
Just a couple.
They're like our JV team, Aldo.
Oh, boy.
Sweetheart, we kid because we love. That's why.
I know.
But I trust you've had a nice few days and you're happy to be back on 100 Proof. And go ahead and lie to us.
Sure, we'll go with that.
All right, guys, I wanted to start, a few things I want to talk about. First of all, regarding that Open, Phil made reference to it, the Adrian Amos hit. I stole that clip from the redo of The Longest Yard, which for those of you youngsters out there don't know, that was originally, the Adam Sandler movie came out, 7-8 years ago, with Chris Rock and a great cast. But the original movie was done in the 1970s, I want to say. And when I saw it when it was first released, I laughed my ass off. It was so hilarious and out there and edgy and funny. And I was going to play the clip where it was basically the clip that I played in a newer version. In the older version, he doesn't say I made him shit on himself or whatever the line is. He says, I think I broke his fucking neck. And then the medic comes out and says, I think he broke his fucking neck. And then the announcer says, ladies and gentlemen, I think he broke his fucking neck. And then as I was racking it up and going to play it, I said, you know what? It doesn't play funny anymore. It's too gruesome. You can't make jokes about breaking people's necks anymore. Yeah. So it's funny.
By the way, we're pretty old. The Longest Yard remake was 2005.
Wow. Jeez, man. Seems like it was.
Yeah, I was gonna guess 2003.
Man,
because I was gonna correct them, but I didn't want to, win Jeopardy again.
My job.
I was gonna say, what is 2005?
But you didn't buzz in with your name, Shane.
Shane, you still basking in that victory? I mean, that was a fucking smashing, man. You killed.
Yeah,
not according to the Canadian regular. What were they, Phil? The people that you spoke to up here in Canada?
According to them, there were a couple errors.
Really?
Yes.
Liar.
I called in before Shane on Glenn Milburn.
I think I broke his fucking neck, Aldo. That's how bad that was.
No, it all turned if you look back on it.
Yeah.
When I cut you off, thinking it was Mr. Magoo.
Yeah, that was the big turning point. You're right.
Yeah,
that was the key point because I jumped the gun thinking we were going to talk about this bar. Whatever the fuck term you ever used.
You blew 500 on Magoo.
Yeah. That was Magoo. No, I had a double.
Let's be honest.
It a double?
No, that wasn't a double.
Oh.
It went downhill when you were on mute for the first question.
Yeah. Whatever it was.
The fact that you thought I lied about that is ridiculous. We are both in step tonight, me and this guy. I was literally on mute.
All right, I want to begin with. Go ahead and finish your Jeopardy story. I'm sorry.
My joke was, and some people prefer it that way. So, okay.
She's biting her tongue.
We'll take it.
All right, I want to begin with this Kevin White story that happened last week. We didn't get a chance to comment on it. Kevin White was interviewed by reporters after one of the OTA sessions, and he didn't really say much. He wasn't really very polite with reporters, and the reports after that were mixed in terms of some people said, well, good, he's focusing on himself. He's fired up. He's going to prove it on the field. And other people were saying, what a disgrace. He should have talked to the media. Should have been more polite and so forth. Hogan Johns on their podcast played the entire, I think it's a 4-minute meeting with the media. And they said that he kept the media waiting. It was clear that he was trying to wait them out and hope that they would leave and he not have to address the fact that his option was not picked up for 2019 and the injuries and so forth. He really didn't want to talk about that, and that was clear. So I'm going to play just a little bit of the 4 minutes. And again, if you want to listen to the entire thing, I greatly endorse the Hogan Johns. I think I don't know if Shane or Phil or Bears Girl have listened to it, but they're back to their usual self. They're not talking White Sox. I don't think they mentioned White Sox at all or anything else. They were prepared and ready to rock and roll. So good to have those guys back.
So shove it up your ass balls, Lee.
I'm sure he does that and more.
Oh, she's back.
I never laugh.
He is bringing it. All right, so here's the start. I'll play the first 30, 40 seconds of White talking to the media.
How you feeling?
Really good.
What's it been like to get back out there again?
It's exciting.
Physically, is it when you're dealing with an upper body injury as opposed to your legs? How rejuvenating does that feel?
It's a lot easier to come back.
How so?
I don't have to learn how to run, walk, and jump again.
How much is the support you got from your brothers, at least publicly, where they were talking about you, pretty passionately during the lead up to the draft? How much did that kind of help you out or anything along those lines?
Family's everything. I support them, they support me. We hold each other accountable. We pick each other up when we need it.
The team's decision to not pick up the fifth-year option, how much does that serve as motivation for you?
I'm motivated every single day with or without the option.
You look at what Kyle did last year is also kind of using that as...
That's basically it. I mean, it goes on with a lot of two-word answers. Go ahead, Phil.
Can I say the dump truck in the background is very fitting? It seems
That's
like
what I
they're
was
backing
laughing
up, and they're going to take him and put him in the dumpster and take it to the garbage because, I mean, remember before we get into this, all the stories. He's such a nice kid. He's such a great kid. I just remember that over and over after the first injury, after the second injury. He's such a great kid. Now the truth of who you are, the character of who you are is going to be measured. And that's why I said about him in the open, because I'm excited to see how he handles this. The true test of your skill and everything that you have is when nobody believes in you. How do you mentally approach that with all the talent, with all the opportunity you've been given? You've come up empty, injury or not. Now I want to see who Kevin White is. And I think at the end of the line, and most shows didn't talk about this, but we did. And I know specifically, I said this over and over. You put him at the end of the line to begin with, I think we might have seen a different Kevin White. The fact of the matter is this coaching staff that people have made excuses for, John Fox and Loggins, and the whole personnel misuse, and Shea going on a weekend rant with Johnny Hate Liquor. The fact of the matter always remained their use and understanding not only of personnel, offensive philosophy, but how to motivate the man and treat football players like they need to be treated. You heard Akeem Hicks talk about Mike Glennon and sniffling and joking and stammering and Kyle trying not to say anything because it was so easy to see that they weren't doing right by the football team. And now Kevin White has to come into this camp and show. And right there, he's no longer Mr. Nice Guy. He's Mr. Frustrated and belittled and embarrassed. And it just doesn't sound like a guy to me. And I could be wrong. This could be his motivation or his anger that's showcasing here that he's going to come prepared. But a guy that's ready for competition.
Shane, how do you think? What do you think?
I have a little bit different outlook on it. I mean, I heard John Moon. I didn't hear the actual interview, but John Moon Mullen had a little thing on it, and he kind of alluded to what Phil said. And Moon said he's gotten to know Kevin White a little bit, and he said you're not going to find a nicer human being on the Chicago Bears roster. But and so that portion of it. But we're talking about a kid heading into year 4. I mean, these guys are like thoroughbred horses. They're built to play. They're built to get out there and perform. And he's still stuck on the launch pad. And you're answering the same questions week after week. It's a lot of the same shit with Cutler. It's the same questions over and over. Yes, he's being paid handsomely to answer those questions week after week, game after game. But at some point, you do got to – I feel sorry for the guy. I mean, yes, he hasn't produced. He just hasn't played. It's not like we're talking about soft tissue injuries.
When was the last time you even heard from this cat?
Well,
he's never stood there and answered a fucking question. This is your opportunity.
I've seen him interviewed.
You have? When?
I don't have the specific dates in front of me, but I've seen Kevin White interviewed.
Johnny Hatelick wants to know.
Well, I'm sure he knows everything, so he will know. I'm just alluding to the fact.
When was the last time we heard from him?
The same questions over and over and over, and it is all. It deserves to all be negative questions because he hasn't done anything positive. But I think to me, I still think it's obviously a health issue. I think Kevin White's got a confidence issue, and he's not going to overcome that until he gets out there and plays. And from what I heard, it wasn't that he was trying to just intentionally hold up the media. I had heard that he tried to get out of the interview completely, and the Bears staff made him go out there and said, "Yeah, exactly. No, I
Shane,
totally agree with that."
The only point I don't agree with you on, he's not answered any of these questions. I've not seen this kid be interviewed with this question.
If he gets up there and says, here, none of that shit matters. He's got to go out there and produce. This is a kid that he's been snake bitten. You're talking about 3 broken bones or 4 broken bones in his career. He's got to go out there. It doesn't matter what he says. He's got to go out there and he's got to stay healthy and he's got to produce. Or the negative questions, the negative connotation is still going to be hung over top of him. And it's just, to me, I don't think that I'm excited like you are, Phil, to see what happens, what unfolds. But I'm more excited that the Bears have seemingly positioned themselves to not have to rely on Kevin White. And I think that's the most important thing moving forward. I mean, they made the heavy investment in free agency, and then they turned around and doubled down in the draft with 2 high upside wide receivers. So Kevin White, what you get from him is, it's gravy. So but at the same time, you can hear the frustration in the kid's voice, and I get it. It's the same questions.
But he has not. You keep giving him. Jay Cutler went up there every week. He's the quarterback, answering the same dickish questions.
Right.
I get that.
He's not.
This guy
out there every week like Jay Cutler.
Kevin White. We haven't heard. We haven't heard from Kevin White. Exactly. So what do you think, Kevin? What do you think they're going to ask you after 3 years of injuries and
So
nothing
Adam-
to show. What are you gonna?
You heard Adam Hogue ask him, "How you doing?" What the fuck? What's he supposed to say? I'm doing real good.
I am. I'm ready. I could twist this. The only thing I might retract what I said to begin with. Maybe angry Kevin White is what the doctor fucking ordered, Nikki. Maybe angry Kevin White is what we need. Because nice Kevin White has been injured. And honestly, Shane, saw the kid live. He was definitely not a better receiver than Cameron Meredith. It was easy to see who the best 3 receivers were. And you guys laugh, but
No,
it was easy.
I think that's completely plausible with what you're saying. But he's also not coming off a foot or a leg injury, and I think
Right.
that
That's a great point. You also made another great point in the fact that Kevin White didn't get the option picked up, and that should be motivation enough. Just be honest with.
And he said that. He said, "I'm motivated with or without the option."
Exactly. So
I mean, I think with these reporters, Phil, if he were to come out and say, "I'm ready to go. I'm totally motivated. This is my year." What's going to be the article the next day? Kevin White sounds confident, but you know what? It doesn't matter until he proves it. It's going to come out negative no matter what. So he's damned if he does, damned if he doesn't. Really,
well,
it's going to come back to him no matter what. He's got to stay healthy. He's got to produce. And if he doesn't, Kevin White's no longer here in 2019. It's that simple. It's go time now. He's at the end of his rope.
And I'm excited to see it because I think nice Kevin White was what it was. Angry, motivated Kevin White, is he? That's my question. And I think Bears Barroom is going to have the binoculars on that guy.
One thing that Moon Mullen did allude to is that a lot of it's not out there, but Mitch Trubisky has been working directly with Kevin White a lot, and he said these guys can't report on what they're seeing in practice and what they're doing, but he said you definitely see a rapport there. And I mean with Allen Robinson not being able to practice, so Kevin White's getting those extra reps, and I mean once you get Allen Robinson back, hopefully that's just better for the Bears. But no, I agree with you. He's been a total disappointment and utter failure. But we're talking about broken bones, and I don't know how you prevent that.
No,
you just say it's bad luck.
You're right. And one last point. I have a source that told me the guy wasn't in his playbook. And that was year 3. So this is year 4. There's a new playbook. So I hope what Moon Mullen's selling is that this fucking kid is working his ass off on the playbook. Because guess what? People make football so complicated, and it does have its complexities. But at the end of the fucking day, it's about running your routes, knowing your plays, and going full speed and just doing what you do and being that guy. So I think you hit it out of the park with a confidence thing. So if angry Kevin White comes in camp confident and ready to compete, because that has been the mantra that I have said, that Shane have said, that never occurred here. Not even with fucking Tressman, none of them. The best players were the players that were paid the most. Everybody else played only if there was injuries. This time around, it feels like with a guy that was an undrafted free agent from Delaware and knowing that he had to compete to get a spot, that this new age Bears are what we had asked for. A coaching staff that would play the best no matter where their pay rate was or their draft selection. I've seen it on the East Coast where we fucking win championships all the time. There's no argument there. I live the backyard. They fucking play the best. They don't give two shits, color of skin, draft position, pay, whatever. They play the best. And people will say, oh, well, Brady, they got Brady. Yeah, the system and the coaching makes a difference too, because they haven't had a number one wide receiver since Moss. So this is the difference. Play the best. Make competition. Everything that I hear coming out is the best for the Bears.
And you know what else helps, Phil, is consistency. And that's one thing that we have not seen in Chicago. Kevin White's heading into year 4, and he's on his 4th wide receiver coach.
That's
already.
true, too,
He hasn't even started year 4. And you remember that little dust-up with Zach Azzani last year when he was working with Kevin White in the classroom, and they were watching old tapes, and then Azzani, what's the first thing Azzani does? He goes out and tells the media what they were doing, and it kind of caught Kevin White off guard because he's like, well, who told you that? And they're like, yeah, your coach did. And, you know how that is, Phil, and it goes with any sport, not just football. It stays, what goes on in the locker room stays in the locker room, and it's, once those boundaries are stepped over, that wasn't really a good look for Azzani. So you got to have a trust factor there, but we can't disregard the consistency aspect of it, because you talk about the top players in the league, they have consistency around them. Not saying that Kevin White deserves to be put on that pedestal, he does not, but he's had a firestorm around him also.
Shane mentioned receivers coach Mike Fury. This was him talking about Kevin White.
I don't know if it's a clean slate. We're just, this is just the first time him and I have met, and the first time he's been in this offense. So for him, he's just come in and he's done everything we've asked him to do, and with a great attitude. And so, but again, you got to put it all together, But I think right now, in those infancy stages that he's in, he's done everything right, and he's full of energy. He's excited to learn. He wants to learn, and he might want to talk about the past or bring up the past, but I don't know the past, and I don't want to know the past. And everything from here on out is going to be everything in the future, and we've kind of established that. And I think that kind of allows him to relax a little bit, and not be judged, and not to, have all these things said about him. Because I don't know, and I don't want to read it. I don't want to hear about it. I don't even want to know. All I want him is to be comfortable and be able to learn a new system and be able to learn it as fast as he can, so he can go out there and everybody sees it. He's very gifted. He's very powerful, lower body powerful. He can run. He's got a great catch radius, and so he has all those intangibles, and that's exciting. But it's really what you do with those every day, and so that's why we'll just continue to have a daily routine and hopefully get better every day, and then be able to put it together when we.
And this guy is very powerful. I will never forget that one-handed catch that he did against the Dallas Cowboys back in 2016. Here's the clip. It was sensational, and it told me if this guy ever gets close to 100% healthy, he can be a dynamite receiver in the NFL.
Down the field. And on 2nd and 5. Wow. Good hand fighting. And wow. And somehow, White comes away with a football.
He reaches over the top of Claiborne to make that catch with one hand, I believe, over the shoulder pad, tips it back. That's sensational.
That's Kevin White. That's what he can do. And I don't fucking care if he's going to be angry with the media and be terse with them. That guy's taking a beating. A beating from the media, from the Steve fucking Rosenblums of the Chicago Tribune writing shit about him. That he's a wasted draft pick and this and that. From hundreds and thousands of people on Twitter calling him a wasted draft pick. No fault of his own. All the guy did was fucking work hard. He went out there and trained so hard for the combine that he had a stress fracture on his ankle, on his shin. The other injuries were no fault of his own. All the guy has done is work hard. Now, yeah, Phil has that report of saying that he probably didn't study as hard into the playbook as he wanted, but we don't know for sure if that's true. All we know is that we've seen a guy who is in tremendous fucking shape. A guy whose college tape says this guy was worthy of being the 7th overall pick of the first round. I wanted him. I fucking want him. I thought he was going to be a great player. And when I look at this Cowboys catch, tells me that guy can still be a heck of an NFL player. may not be the greatest receiver in NFL history or Bears history, which we'll talk about later. We don't have many guys. But man, oh man, this guy's got talent. And I hope that he's fucking pissed off, and I hope that he's going to use that, put that fucking chip on his shoulder, the old Mike Ditka way. Ditka used to tell his players, put a fucking chip on your shoulder and go out there and show people that you're number one, that you're the best. And I hope that's what he's doing. And I like this teamwork with him and Fury. Fury is telling him, I don't want to hear about your battles.
He was the opposite of Azani.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
He's completely set. But I think, Aldo, there's stuff. You know what this unveils to me as a coach? That there's a psychological issue with this kid. His confidence is gone, and they have to clean the slate and get him to where what you're saying, play with a fucking chip on your shoulder.
Phil,
like
has there been a top 7 draft pick? How many games has he played? 5 games? Heading into year 4? But I mean, just think about that. To me, it's just I have this feeling in the back of my head this thought in the back of my head that it's just going to take one big game. He's going to go out there and he's going to score that first touchdown. He's going to have 125 yards and 2 touchdowns in a game. And that, to me, it could just, we don't know. It could just light a switch. The kid's got talent. And I understand the animosity towards the Chicago media is tough enough. I mean, Mitch Trubisky look at Roquan Smith. Is there a nicer person than Roquan Smith? I mean, just look what we just dealt with the Chicago media. I mean, imagine being in Kevin White's position. Yes, it sucks. It's horrible. And we're all Bears fans here. We know how this goes. So Kevin White's absolutely going to blow up this year because we didn't pick up his option. We just saw it with Kyle Fuller, and then the Bears will get dragged through the coals and say, how could you not pick up his 5th-year option? Just like they did with Fuller. But I feel bad for the kid. It's something that I don't think there's much of a case history for in the NFL. Heading into year 4, played in a handful of games. I think he's got 19 career receptions.
Who was the receiver for the Vikings, Shane? The kid from Ole Miss.
Laquan Treadwell.
Treadwell came in. How many games has he played? Maybe 8.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's been
healthy. He's been a healthy spread.
Yeah. And that's the thing right there, Phil. Look, Treadwell has been healthy and hasn't played well. Can't crack the lineup. Kevin White, yes, he hasn't looked good in spots, but who knows if he's ever been healthy? Like I said, he's not coming off the leg injury or the ankle injury this year, so he's another year removed from that. A broken scapula is what he was dealing with. So
break a scapula. Holy shit, this kid. He's either Glass Joe or it is what it is. Let me just say this, show, and ask you guys this on Kevin White. I don't think it's either preseason success or he's not making this roster. I just don't think you roster this guy. I think this is a different administration, a different mindset, just what I led with, that the best are going to play. His money means absolutely dick. I guarantee you that.
I don't think that they're going to go through what they've went through with this kid for heading into year 4 right now and then give him 4 preseason games to prove it. I think he's on a...
He's got 5. 5. You got an
5.
Extra one.
Okay, well, even
All
5.
Right. I disagree with you then.
And he's got $7 million in guaranteed money, which I know it doesn't matter. The Bears haven't been afraid to throw guaranteed money away. But like I said, the kid's played in a handful of games, and
So if he sucks in the preseason, he makes the team in your mind?
Well, if he goes out there, Phil, and he's completely pedestrian, yeah, I mean, it's going to be hard. But I guess I don't expect that from him. I think the talent level around him has improved. I think he's got a better quarterback. I believe in this coaching staff to put him and his strengths in positions to shine. And I think that all is going to hopefully make a better Kevin White. But to me, it comes down to it's got to come down to health, and that's really
so. Kevin White has played a total of 5 games, compiled 21 receptions for 193 yards and 0 touchdowns in his 3-year career.
And I don't know if there's anything that resembles that. Top 7 pick that's played in 5 games.
By the way, Treadwell has 21 receptions also.
What pick was he again? Like he was he was in the 20s?
He was in the 20s, I think.
Or teens. Someone check BG, check that stat out on Treadwell.
Treadwell was never the explosive.
No, he wasn't. I honestly liked Treadwell a lot. But then he had that massive knee injury. You remember that? I think it was against Bama. 23rd overall pick. So, yeah, I mean, still, first round fucking pick at receiver. You saw where they went in this draft, and we really like DJ Moore. I mean, and Christian Kirk, obviously Anthony Miller, Calvin Ridley. We love this receiving crew. I wonder where Kevin White would rank in regards to them. That's another question. But, Aldo, are you agreeing with Shane? I'm for the record right now. In those 5 preseason games, if he looks, to steal your word, Shane, pedestrian, and there are an undrafted kid, say the kid from the local college there, Division III.
Yeah.
I don't see him making the team at all. I think
I get what you're saying, but you're. I mean, I also don't think that's breaking news. If he goes out there and looks horrible, then
the $7 million guaranteed that he's on. It is to people on Twitter that I've seen on my timeline, and these national writers have said the guy's making the team. Like it's just a turn the page. No. For the record, I'm saying if he is pedestrian, he is not making this football team. Not with Allen Robinson, Gabriel, Burton, all these explosive players. Does he play special teams? Does he do anything else? He hasn't even done anything yet. So the injuries, yes, they are completely. I've seen it before here with players that have talent and they've been injured and banged up, and thus.
Well, Phil, I guess the better question to ask is not if he looks pedestrian, just flat out, do you expect Kevin White to make the team?
Honestly, I saw a different Kevin White in this interview, and actually, for me, was positive that he was so short, because that, to me, said he was focused and he's ready to rock and roll. At least that's my hope. That's why I was like, I could be reading it wrong. But he's going to be someone that I will keep my eye and tape study too. Every preseason route I am going to put up on Twitter for Bears Barroom of that player, because I want to study whether or not, because players know. Remember, Shane, Akeem Hicks was joking but being honest. They know who the best are.
But have you heard anybody come out and say anything remotely negative about Kevin White?
No. I'm saying
no. I'm not saying that you're saying that, right? No,
I've never. I always heard Kevin's so nice. Kevin's a great guy. Kevin's always
like, you got to see this kid in practice. It's sick. You know what I mean? What he's doing. He's doing this and he's doing that, and hopefully there's something there. And
I agree. I want to see him, Shane. I want to see him. I like the kid. I wasn't upset with that pick, but clearly after 3 injuries, I just saw the whatever it's called, the forest before the tree before the forest, however that analogy.
Idiots! The forest for the trees.
Thank you. Canada loves their trees, especially maple. I
We interrupt this programming to bring you breaking news. Bears Ballroom's 100 proof breaking news.
You always interrupt Phil, and he is going to hate this breaking news segment. So speaking of wide receivers, it was reported earlier by Benjamin Albright at Albright NFL that wide receiver Brandon Marshall went to the Seahawks. Oh, hell no! Per himself. Apparently, he broke the news via his Instagram page. Adam Schefter reported that his one-year deal with the Seahawks has a maximum value of $2 million if incentives are hit per source, and that could help set the wide receiver market for Des Bryant and Eric Decker.
Well, the Seahawks aren't making the playoffs.
Well, and Brandon Marshall is the winner of our Bears Barroom poll for best wide receiver.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's right. He beat out Alshon Jeffrey, and boy, I got a lot of shit from people saying, how come this guy isn't on the list? Or how come, why the fuck is Johnny Morris so low down in the voting and stuff? And dude, it's not not scientific, first of all. It's just a bullshit little poll. We're not handing out millions of dollars to.
I like when they get fired up, Aldo.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Just don't fucking make fun of
I
want to
know. I want to know your personal to the poll. If you were to pick the best, who would you have taken, Aldo?
Over the course of a long career, it's got to be Johnny Morris, the all-time receiving great. But if I was going to play a game or just play one season, then I want Brandon Marshall. He was the most athletically gifted receiver. He came through in the clutch. He made the tough catches. He has the highest yards per game reception average of any Chicago Bear. There's a reason why. Because the guy, one-on-one, he could beat any cornerback. I mean, you put him up against the best, at the time, Darrelle Revis, that would have been a battle, and maybe Revis would have got the better of him. But outside of that, there are very few corners that would have got the better of Brandon Marshall. And I saw enough of that guy over his 3 seasons with the Bears to just be in awe of what he did. I really loved what he did on the field. He had this mental illness thing that made him a dick and an asshole off the field and sometimes on the field, and that's too bad. But, yeah, I have to agree that Brandon Marshall was probably the guy. But, I could listen to other arguments.
Shane?
Yeah, it's hard. He was here for, 12, 13, and 14?
Yeah.
I think were his seasons here, and he was that flashed so bright, and it went out, that third year, he probably would have went over 1,000 yards again, but he had that, I think it was an ankle injury, but he put up such monstrous numbers and touchdowns on top of it. He had over 30 touchdowns, I think, Aldo, if you have that in front of you.
I can get it.
Yeah. Overall, Phil, it's more of a indictment of the Chicago Bears franchise, really, that you're, Aldo's talking about Johnny Morris and Brandon Marshall and, the 40 or 50 years that separated them on the football field, whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
But, I always thought a guy like Bobby Ingram, if he would have stayed around, he was never a flashy guy, but he was, Mr. Consistency.
Mm-hmm.
Even Marty Booker had a nice run.
I loved
here.
Marty.
I was a huge Marty Booker fan when he played here. I was actually kind of sad to see him go when they traded him to Miami for a Gunlier. But yeah, it's really hard to go anywhere else other than Brandon Marshall, just because even it was so quick. I don't think we had anybody else in their history that flashed that bright over a 3.5 season span.
Yeah, there's some old timers here that deserve consideration. Harlan Hill is second on the list with reception yards, and Ken Cavanaugh had 50 touchdowns, which tied him for the most in Bears history. But this guy was back in the 40s and 50s. The fucking football looked like a soccer ball back then. Yeah, and to answer your question, Marshall had 31 touchdowns over his 3 seasons here. So,
what was Curtis Conway? What was he at?
He had 31 touchdowns, tied with Brandon. But a
lot more games.
Twice as many. Marshall had 45 games, and Conway had 92. And Conway, with his first 2 seasons with the Bears, everybody thought he was going to be a bust.
Yeah,
that guy had a hard time.
Remember he's not adjusted to the cold.
Exactly,
He's homesick. I've seen him. Yeah. Remember that?
Yeah.
I gotta say this. I think the Bears barroom guys and BG. I didn't know if you wanted to check in on so. I thought they got it right.
BG voted for Andy Fantuzzi.
What the fuck is that? Hi, I'm Andy Fantuz, slot back for the Hamilton Tiger Cats.
Fantuz.
We know where her heart really is.
I will always cast my vote for the Canadian out there.
Fantuz Flakes.
What the fuck is that?
Fantuz Flakes, part of a healthy breakfast.
But I think Brandon Marshall, as Aldo's putting it, I voted for Bobby Ingram in that bracket. Marty Booker, Brandon Marshall. If we were to get a top 4, I wouldn't have Johnny Moore. I'd have Alshon, and then I'd go from there. I remember Jeff Graham really coming here and being something.
2 great seasons, yeah.
Yeah, 2 great seasons. But again, it's what Shane said. In the 40 years, or however years, what is it now? 70 years of Bears football over?
Yeah.
It's 1920, whatever that is, that math.
Getting close to 100, brother.
Almost 100.
98 years.
98 years. Glad we were able to deduct that. Let me do the math. So, 1920.
You need the math bomb calculator.
1920. Go to 2010. How many years is that?
All right, Howard.
Exactly. That's exactly how I do math, too, in my head. I'm like, all right, so I go to the 10. Anyway, I think Brandon Marshall, if I was starting a football team and I wanted a receiver, the guy was an absolute animal. And he wanted the football and made critical plays. I think, not to bring up an old story, but I thought the best play in the 2000 era that I've witnessed was Brandon Marshall's catch where he adjusted into the back of the end zone to beat Green Bay, in my mind, in the great Conti Briggs gate.
The spin move.
Cutler, look at the adjustment by Brandon Marshall. The spin, the pirouette.
That's amazing for a big man. He showed some quick agility, recapture the ball with his vision, and go get the touchdown. Big play. Spin all the way around.
That is impressive, and now the Bears lead.
Adjusted to the ball, Jay Cutler, his story would be different as well. He catches it in the back of the end zone. The Bears take the lead. The Packers converted 3 or 4 fourth down conversions.
Yeah.
One was a delay of game penalty that wasn't called. There was a hold that wasn't called. And then you had the Chris Conti. It was actually Brad Biggs. Lance Briggs. Fucking Brad Biggs. Brad Biggs was trying to get on the field to get an interview and bumped into Conti.
What are you doing?
No, but to end the game, and you're winning the division on that game, and you're going into the playoffs, and you had that game won. You also had the James Anderson not pick up the fumble. I mean, every fucking thing that went wrong, that could go wrong, and I just saw Shane at least 10 times. Typical fucking Bears. He couldn't. I think you lost your phone that night. He smashed it.
No, that was my DirecTV remote. Yeah, I fucking obliterated it.
So, but Brandon Marshall, was there a better play? In that moment, again, this is where stats don't fucking matter, Aldo. That moment, I think it was a 3rd down play, Cutler drops the ball over the corner, and the safety's coming over. He has to put it behind him, And Brandon and him have such a relationship. What you're talking about with Kevin White and company getting together with Trubisky, throwing balls and just learning body language, just made that incredible catch in the back of the end zone. And it really should have been the game winner. It's unfortunate, but the guy would be my pick too, Aldo.
Yeah, thanks for taking me down that torture lane there. Again, there's some names on that list. Like, you guys never saw Dick Gordon play. I saw him. He played from 65 to 71. That guy was a tough-as-nails receiver, a little under 6 feet. Had his giant fro, man. I saw a picture of him in the Chicago Tribune, the fucking fro. There was hair coming out of the paper. That's how big his fro was. And the guy played his ass off. You know, he's still among the top statistical leaders in Bears yardage and stuff. Yet the fact was he was averaging like 30, 40 yards a game. But he came through with big catch after big catch. And we're talking about the days when the Bears had quarterbacks like Kent Nix, Bobby Douglas, guys that couldn't fucking hit, you know, an open guy 5 yards downfield, but Gordon was getting it done. Hey, look who stopped by, Trey Busy. What's up, brother?
Speaking of froze.
What's up, motherfucker?
Welcome back.
There he is.
What's going on, man?
How you been, man? How's the plumbing business?
Man, last week was like, there's just so much going on, man. I was supposed to go on vacation the next day and shit.
You were supposed to go on vacation and you had that plumbing issue? Holy shit.
So I had to figure that shit out, man, because I was gonna be gone for the next 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, bro. Wow. So he was going to Wisconsin too.
I went to well, it's not really package territory. It's like purgatory, Wisconsin, man. Like Wisconsin Dells is where everybody go to.
Yeah,
so it's not like it's Green Bay. Like, you know, it's not like it's everybody with package. People that with Bears shit on up there.
You found some Bears fans up there.
Well, it was like 2. But I ain't see that many Packers fans though. That's what I'm saying. Like, it was like everybody coming to that's like the water park capital of the world, man.
Yeah.
What is it? Dells?
Wisconsin Dells.
Yeah, it's a good time. It's fairly inexpensive and water packs up the ass. Tons of stuff for
water
to do.
Dude, it's a lot though.
Is it outside or all inside?
Both,
yeah. It's good time.
Sir, man. Went up there, went down some slides, went to a couple swim-up bars, man.
Going down slides.
Probably knocked the old lady up. There was all kinds of shit going on.
Oh, you slipped that in there too, talking about slides.
I slid in there.
slid in and out, huh?
No, man. It's hard to get out once you're in. Get out of the trick. BG might want to turn the volume down a little bit.
I've been around long enough.
Hey, they don't call it the water park capital of the world for nothing. It was, you know, it's fun, man. It was fun. They got we had all the activities. We did all the go-karts and laser tag and all. They had like a little laser fucking little maze, like James Bond shit in there, man. It was crazy.
I've been up there 2 or 3 times. It's always a good time. Hey, Trey, we got something special for you tonight. Listen to this.
How can I buy a foul? Yo!
Surprise, motherfucker.
Whiskey, bacon whiskey. That Bears ballroom vibe just hits me. Taking whiskey. That Bears ballroom vibe just hits me. Taking whiskey. That Bears ballroom vibe just hits me. Taking whiskey. That Bears ballroom vibe just hits me. Need some pussy. What white dirt is Trey gonna pick today? This is pussy. What wears Ryder Trey gonna pick today? Yeah, you love that fake and that fucking whiskey. Coming from the kernel of the bar flies busy. He looks at the frost in the media, the ones that need and don't get pussy like Aaliyah. Bears 100 proof with your man Trey Busy. Discover who needs pussy, cause your football take a shitty. Shot Town's finest, coming real on 100 proof. Working on a skyscraper, listen to the bar, spit the truth. Waffle cone, get 3 scoop. A rider, not a blogger, cause he could bench the weight room. That's my boy Trey Biz. The brother lost to Jeopardy, but he's still a whiz kid. Whiskey, that Bears ballroom vibe just hits me. Steak and whiskey, that Bears ballroom vibe just hits me. Who needs pussy? That Bears ballroom vibe just hits me. Who needs pussy? What rider is Trey gonna pick today? Yeah. You need that pussy, motherfucker. Today. Get your head right. Got you all turned up. Hey, you can't understand the beat, motherfucker.
Yeah, that is the new Steak and Whiskey, produced and sung and written by Draft Dr. Philip Ocean, with inspiration from Shane Marsaw, and of course it is dedicated to our man, Alec Lifschultz III, a.k.a. Trey Busy, a.k.a. Al B. Sure, a.k.a. How many a.k.a.s do you fucking have, dude?
A.k.a. fuck your bitch in your own house. A.k.a. get your girl pregnant, make you raise the child.
A.k.a. I lost on Jeopardy.
I lost to Jeopardy, but I'm winning in life.
That is hilarious.
Hey,
you still living that down, man? That beating he took on Jeopardy?
Hey, you know what, man? Look, I told motherfuckers how that shit was gonna go, bro. But then what I say? I said Phil gonna end up fucking winning, and that motherfucker won. Come on, man. That's like the fucking Warriors and Cavaliers series. You know the Warriors gonna win. Don't even fucking show the shit. Yeah. Nobody wanna watch that.
Did you hear last week's show? Shane LeBron. Did you hear last week's show?
I was Golden State, you fucker.
I thought you were LeBron dominating.
Shit.
Oh yeah.
Shane Steph Curry in the third quarter.
That's right.
Trey, you missed Phil defending LeBron about an hour ago.
Oh man.
Over MJ.
I did not say anything over. I said let's just stop with the fucking comp.
You know, I'm with you, Phil. I hate the comp.
So
it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful.
Right.
True.
Because nobody will ever be on Michael Jordan's level. So it's disrespectful. They compare this dude that they lose in the finals every year to Michael Jordan. Like, it don't make sense.
I have no horse in that race. I just am so fucking tired of seeing it. Like, who gives a fuck? Seriously. They're both great. If you can't say LeBron is great, I think
LeBron is great. Don't get me wrong, he is great.
Yeah, exactly. If you can't do that, I mean, you have an issue. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Although we're gonna do like some type of barroom, like over under on the wins and losses for the Bears this year.
Yes,
we're gonna have like everybody run a vote.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
Because I went to the archives and your boy Jeff Dickerson. I say your boy sarcastically because I know you don't really fuck with the dude like that, but your boy Jeff Dickerson, he said the NFL Nation colleagues do not have the Bears winning a single game and their respective game-by-game prediction on ESPN.com.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't have
Where's my drop?
I don't know what kind of weed or synthetic weed or fucking they smoking some type of incense burners or something. Like, I don't know what you smoking on to think that
heroin, bro.
A team that got
black heroin.
The roster, they smoking some heroin with some PCP back or something. Because there's no way a team that's way better on the roster right now is going to lose. It's not going to win one game. There's no way. Like, not at least one game? Like, that's fucking disrespect. What do you think we are, the Lions or something?
The Browns.
Jesus.
The Browns tied the Lions.
I mean, god damn, dude. And this motherfucker said, well, I think we're going to go 7-9. I looked at the schedule, man, and I'm telling you what, if the key players stay healthy, That's the thing. We know people are gonna get injured, but if the key players stay healthy, dude, there's no way we bottom. We don't. The bottom has to be 8 or 8. That has to be the bottom. 8 and 8 has to be the bottom. I'm sorry. I refuse to believe, looking at the roster and knowing what I know about these players and their upside, and I think Trubisky's gonna make a huge leap this year. There's no way I think that they're gonna fucking not win. Like, come on, one game, man. Come on, man. What the fuck, bro? Mike Glennon won a game last year.
Mike Glennon won 2. He won 2.
No, Glennon won 1, didn't he?
One.
No, he won 2. He won the Steelers game.
That's the one. He won.
That's the one.
He won the
Oh
Steelers
yeah,
game,
I'm thinking he won the Falcons game. My bad.
Yeah.
Sorry,
he should
Josh.
have won. He should have won.
Sorry, Bellamy.
Mike Glennon won the Pittsburgh game when Jordan Howard and Tariq Cohen went crazy running the football.
He won them coin flips though.
Can I get the Glennon drop?
Out a coin.
He's only 1.5 seconds late.
I'm just saying, man. That's ridiculous that they say we're not gonna win one game, man. I don't know.
It's
what? Yeah, it's what, Trey?
It's ridiculous. We gotta get these queued up. I'm disappointed in the bearded bonanza over there.
The bearded bonanza?
He's got.
I don't even think there's enough pussy in the world to make you niggas like think right about that. There's not even enough pussy in the world. They gotta. I don't know, man.
This motherfucker's calling out ESPN with steak and whiskey.
I call out.
By the way, now have their line keeping it 100.
That's so ironic because they don't
I
do
saw
that.
Yeah.
How you gonna steal our shit, motherfucker? Fuck you. You guys don't keep it. We keep it 100 at the bar room. Goddamn it. That's just bullshit.
We get
got on Josina Anderson's toes and they're trying to straighten them out. They stole our shit.
Damn.
Her toes are fine. Her toes are fine. It's the shoes that she wears.
She just crinkles them up like Chris with the.
No, she
chip.
crams them in like hooves.
Her toes look like Balsley's teeth.
I'll tell you what, though. I'll tell you what. Look, I'll tell you what. Josina Anderson looks a gazillion times better than fucking Pam Oliver on Fox. Because when they put her on TV, her fucking hair looks like the goddamn lion from the Chronicles of Narnia. fucking Aslan or some shit. She hop on the TV. I be asking like, what the fuck you watching? National Geographic? That all it's halftime.
All I remember is going to Bears Giants or Bears Jets game, and Pam Oliver's on the sideline, and it was a Jets game. She gets hit in the head, right?
Yeah.
By the football, but the crowd is yelling, and I'm like, what the fuck are they yelling? You know, it was the Jets, I think, because they were like, Pam, you're a fucking whore. Pam, you're a fucking whore. It was like a chant throughout the stage.
Dude,
what the fuck are they saying?
Too far.
Hey, dude, you can't convince me that weed costs more than $10. There's no way you can convince me it costs more than $10.
Fucking Pam, Chronicles of Narnia.
The Aslan and shit. From fucking. That's terrible.
We gotta put the Kyle Long keeping it 100. Drop right there. Back there.
No, we're gonna have to pay money to ESPN every time we use it now.
How did they fucking steal our shit, Aldo?
First of all, they can't steal that because that's not their shit, dude. That's Apple shit.
Everybody knows. There's our live or 100 proof.
Yeah, they did. They used the 100 from the iPhone.
They used the actual
they
emoji.
Even took my whole fucking idea.
They stole it.
Motherfuckers.
Fucking BG sleeping on the fucking t-shirts, for God's sake.
Okay, really?
The 100, keeping it 100 proof with the P through the 100. It was gonna be dope.
Phil, you gotta pull up on the Connecticut studio, man. Let them know about themselves.
I'm gonna go outside the studio.
You gotta let them know about themselves, man. That's bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking.
And next thing you know,
me and Matt Balsley out there, just the two of us.
Next you know they're gonna be eating steak on the studio and shit. Fuck that.
They're gonna have a steak and whiskey with fucking Josina and Jamel Hill.
Oh, Jesus. I'll be living, man.
Fucking Coach Fox with him too, just to
Oh
throw
man. Oh man.
man.
Oh my God. I wouldn't even know what I would say.
Coach Fox, Jamel Hill, and Josina Anderson. Steak and whiskey segment.
And John Fox's fucking steak gonna be well done and shit.
I enjoy a good steak with my cigar. We're learning how to pass.
Mike Glennon throws a ball a millisecond late. What a piece of garbage. But if Tom Brady does it, you say, oh, man, that receiver should have got out of his brakes faster. It's ridiculous. The hate on Glennon.
Trey, ridiculous. Trey, do you know who that was?
No.
No, you got to say who is.
For 100, Trey.
Yeah, let me play it again for you.
One more time.
Mike Glennon throws a ball a millisecond late. What a piece of garbage. But if Tom Brady does it, you say, oh, man, that receiver should have got out of his brakes faster. It's ridiculous. The hate on Glennon.
Just cut at the ridiculous part.
You know him, Trey. Who is it? You know him.
It's one of your favorites, Trey.
One of my favorite bar flies.
Ridiculous. The hate on Glennon.
Not really a barfly per se, but he's been on the show. Yeah, it's not a barfly, but he's been on the show quite a bit.
He used to be a barfly. Then
Was he really?
Then he left.
I don't know about
went
that.
on a sabbatical for 6 months. Came back.
Went to a mountaintop.
Stared at a mountain.
Is that your boy, Phil? They talking about?
It's always my boy. Go ahead.
Cuz, man, you be friendly with the motherfuckers, man.
I'm not friendly. I'm friendly.
Trey,
I try to be nice.
It's right there in the window. Who do you think it is,
Ridiculous.
Trey? Right there in the window.
Oh, he's giving clues for 500, Alex.
Can we get the music? Can we get the music?
Can we get the music? Bum, 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 bum.
Play the soundbite one more time.
One more time.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. The hate on Glennon. It's ridiculous.
The hate on Glennon.
It's ridiculous.
Dude, I ain't gonna lie. I've been drinking. I don't know who the fuck y'all talking about.
It's ridiculous.
It rhymes with in the window. Who's in the window?
In the dumb fuck. That's who that is.
The guy's name rhymes with Mike Brez. Does that help you out?
I was gonna say him because that's what I figured y'all was talking about. That was the first name popped up, but I wasn't sure.
That was
the show we were supposed to debate, and something happened with the Skype adjustments.
He was defending Mike Glennon.
Oh yeah, we were gonna go at it, me versus him.
For what?
What do they call that?
He said that
he deleted those tweets. I'll tell you that.
Bill was being ridiculous, Trey. You don't even know.
It's ridiculous.
He hated the hashtag Trubisky now. That's how it started. We're like,
it's
no,
ridiculous.
How can you watch a game for Mike Glennon and defend him? Like just one game.
He just said he throws it a millisecond late.
If he was a millisecond earlier, he'd be Tom Brady.
It's ridiculous.
What?
What's a millisecond? And play the whole clip one more time for Trey.
Play the steak and whiskey theme again. DJ, play that shit.
Now play Press Over.
If he was a millisecond late, he'd be Tom Brady. What?
Mike Glennon throws a ball a millisecond late. What a piece of garbage. But if Tom Brady does it, you say, oh, man, that receiver should have got out of his brakes faster. It's ridiculous. The hate on Glennon. Ridiculous.
I love it.
And if pigs had wings, they could fucking fly, right?
Right.
All the way to Canada.
Oh.
This man said Tom Brady. What? Come on. Tom Brady's the first person you think about with Mike Glennon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because he's white? Like, I don't understand what the correlation between those two are.
There's really none. I'm trying to
All
find.
white quarterbacks.
That's about it. Got
where it ends.
Yeah, that was a bit of a reach bringing up Tom Brady and Mike Glennon in the same sentence. Jesus Christ!
You could say Brandon Wheaton or somebody. You know?
Yeah, right.
He's a millisecond late.
Brock
Aldo,
Osweiler, the same height probably.
Aldo, you should edit Trey, Shane, all saying different quarterbacks, and then edit them over Tom Brady. He's a millisecond late.
It's ridiculous.
That's dude. And people actually pay attention to these motherfuckers when they talk about football too. That's the craziest thing about it.
You gotta edit together a video of Tom Brady throwing touchdowns in the Super Bowl and Mike Glennon's knee fumble against Green Bay. A millisecond earlier.
It's a millisecond earlier.
Mike Glennon throws a ball a millisecond late. What a piece of garbage. But if Tom Brady does it, you say, oh, man, that receiver should have got out of his brakes faster. It's ridiculous, the hate on Glennon.
Dude, when I think about Mike Glennon, I always think about, you ever see a little kid when the motherfucker tied their shoes together and they can barely walk? That's what Mike Glennon reminds me of. Motherfucker got their shoes tied together.
Oh boy.
That motherfucker got the footwork of a fucking newborn deer.
Yeah, he was puking on the field last week.
Bears Barroom breaking news.
So we got some news coming out of the Senior Bowl. Phil Savage at Senior Bowl Phil congratulated Jim Nagy and Sylvester Crum on their respective hirings. Both are quality football people with ties to Mobile. Charles Robinson indicated that Nagy is a former Seahawks scout. Tough loss for Seattle, but a big win for the Senior Bowl. And also a tweet that Alabama legend Sylvester Crum has been hired on as Senior VP of Operations, adding another chapter to his storied life.
Yeah, I just hope that they don't ruin it for guys like us who were allowed down to the Senior Bowl to report. I had a fucking great time down there. I want to make sure that I get down there again to provide reports on the prospects who are coming out and try to bring some more of the barroom people down, try to get a seat down on Radio Row so we can get better interviews, or more interviews, I should say. So I hope that the new people who are coming in to replace Savage and company are open to bloggers like us here at Bears Barroom to have a role in reporting, because I think we've had a huge impact on the Senior Bowl's success. It's been free advertising. We're paying for it ourselves. Hey, shit, it's just good stuff. So hopefully it don't fuck up.
Is Nagy any relation to our Nagy? I wonder.
I don't know. I'm assuming it's pronounced the same, but let me see if there's any relation.
Get some inside
if he
information.
was born a millisecond earlier.
They'd be
They
twins.
weren't, so it's ridiculous.
Ridiculous. Sylvester Crum.
Do your research.
Sylvester Crum, former Patriot, I believe.
No, wasn't he a college coach down south?
He played in the
hold on a
league.
sec.
Did he?
He played.
So-
I remember having a Sylvester Crum card.
Let me pull up some info on.
Well, with
Crum.
his ties to Alabama, I mean, Savage still works there for the Tigers. So
Crum was a
that
player with the Saints.
Saints?
Yeah.
Not the Patriots, huh? I see the card, red and blue. maybe the Giants he had a little bit.
Yeah, he only had a season in the NFL with the Saints in 1975. It's been as a coach that he has run the route here.
Holy
Alabama,
shit.
Tampa Bay's running back coach, Colts running back coach, Chargers running back coach. He was the offensive coordinator for the Lions, running backs coach for the Packers, head coach over at Mississippi State for 4 years, back to the NFL with the Rams, Jaguars, and Titans.
Wasn't he with the Packers, Aldo?
He was with the Packers, the running back coach for 2 years. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So the guys had.
So what happened to his football card you had?
I gotta find out.
Where
Was there
was it?
another Sylvester Karoom?
Do your research.
I remember
Where
the
did you keep
football
it?
card. I'm gonna find it.
It's in his underwear drawer.
No. She
In
was
your drawer?
setting you up. She was setting you up, Shane. You missed the timing of that.
All right.
I saw her. Where did you keep it? I have it in my garage. I'm gonna look.
Nagy is no relation to Matt Nagy.
All right. I know barflies across the pond would want to know.
I'm fucking bored, man. Boredom's the first step on the road to relapse.
We got to get that video tomorrow, Phil, with the comparison between Mike Glennon and Tom Brady. We got to get to the root of all this. We got to figure it all out.
We gotta get it. Milliseconds. In football.
We got.
What's a millisecond in Canada time?
The same.
Oh, is it?
This man said a millisecond earlier.
It's ridiculous.
What the fuck? Not 5 seconds, not 10 seconds. A millisecond difference is an interception. Okay, buddy. What the fuck?
We're gonna get great radio with Trey responding.
No, man, I'm just serious.
It's ridiculous,
retarded, man. Fucking stupid.
Ridiculous.
I can see where this show is going now.
It's ridiculous.
On Glennon.
But you gotta admit though, BG, time wise, a millisecond difference, really?
Oh, I am not supporting that statement at all.
That's like saying if I would have pulled out a millisecond sooner, she wouldn't be present. She wouldn't be fucking pregnant. I told you I've been drinking.
Trey's like, I'd be freaking giving presents to them.
Oh, you be getting a present, all right.
All I know.
Pampers, motherfucker. Pampers, motherfucker.
Yeah, we're gonna have a fucking Bears barroom fucking baby shower.
Bears barroom gender reveal.
Just don't drop the fucking ball or whatever.
Look, a millisecond early, don't drop the ball.
Balls is going to bring you a case of beef jerky at your fucking baby reveal.
If Josh Bellamy's hands were up a millisecond sooner.
I hate that dude for that, man. That's like the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. And I've heard some doozies. But that's
I'm pretty sure there's more in that vault.
It's up there though. You got to admit though. Like a millisecond.
That's
fucking. What the fuck, bro?
When
So
I
is that our next bracket?
What you say?
Stupidest comment.
Oh man,
Stupidest comments on Bears Barroom.
It's gonna be close.
All right, I'll be busy all summer. All right.
The Bears are going 0-16 next year.
You gotta.
Yeah.
That's up there with the millisecond.
Oh my god.
What the fuck? Oh my god.
It's ridiculous.
Right.
It's not,
that's
not even the way he says it.
That's the irony. And host
Can I get a co-producer
ridiculous
credit for that drop? Because it's
Aldo,
fucking awesome.
Can you slow that down a little bit when he says, ridiculous?
Let me see. Hold on.
A millisecond. Slow it down just a
millisecond.
Like that's a huge difference or something like that, dude. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck. If I'd have pulled out a millisecond sooner, she wouldn't be pregnant.
Oh my god. That is hilarious. While you're doing that,
okay,
can we talk about this NFL's top 100 bullshit?
Don't get me started, man. Please don't.
Can we just address it?
I was having a good night, Phil. Fuck.
I gotta get it off my chest.
All that shit is to get you talking during the dead period. That's all that is. Bullshit.
Another thing is, though, it's like the players vote only. So it's like they're going to pick for their friends and shit like that. This is my guy, blah, blah, blah. Put him at number 10 because, I played with him on the same team. Fuck out of here.
Popularity contest. It's like
That's
high
exactly
school.
what it is. Yeah, pretty much.
It's like the dumbest thing, though, BG, because of that.
I agree.
The fact that it is a cliquey, shitty showcase of the talent and people take this, again, going back to misleading the public and the perception of the best. It's disappointing. Akeem Hicks and Jordan Howard are not on the list.
Adrian Amos.
Those three are on the fucking list.
They better be.
Fucking no kicker is better.
Someone please spell this word for me.
Idiots.
The fucking running back they fucking put on over Jordan Howard, Ingram. Give me a fucking GM that's taking Ingram over Howard. Give me one. I want to know.
That's me. You got the right.
Know fucking what? John Ledger maybe would do that fucking shit.
They got Ingram like
ridiculous.
15 spots ahead of Ezekiel Elliott. Like, what the fuck? Devontae Adams is way higher than like fucking 4 or 5
Devontae Adams. I saw that tweet you retweeted.
That shit had me crying, dude.
That shit was hilarious.
What?
Fucking
Yeah.
Drake looking at the phone. He's like, what? Even Drake knew his fucking bandwagon jumping ass.
Yeah, dude, like you got fucking a whole bunch
He's
of
like
guards.
Devontae
Adams. Fuck out of
Adams.
here, man. They got Quentin Nelson on there. He ain't even played yet.
Number 1.
Quentin Nelson, 17.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Top offensive guard in the NFL.
He ain't even played in the NFL yet. That ain't that a bitch?
Oh my god.
Okay, can we
Like,
talk
what
about
the
that
fuck?
photo that they tweeted out?
Which one? Oh my god, the Step Brothers photo?
Yes.
The fucking no, not that there's anything wrong with it.
Where's that? Can y'all put it in the group so I can see it?
Oh my god.
You haven't seen this?
No, dude, I be going MIA like a motherfucker. I'll be going.
It's Quentin Nelson and
Hold on, let me type it in.
who is it, Shane? The tackle, maybe?
Mike
Hold on.
No,
Hey,
it's the Ghost Colts.
Mike Brad saw it, and this is what he said.
It's ridiculous.
What's his name?
Wait a millisecond, though.
It's Quentin Nelson. And what's the guy name on the fucking
He
coat?
said a couple.
The left tackle?
No.
Hold
the
on,
guy
I'm pulling
with
it
the
up.
Weird name.
Muhort.
Yeah, like Cunty, son.
What you say?
Cunty? Say Cunty?
Mehort backwards sounds Cunty.
Cunty, son.
I think it is.
It's Joe Haig.
Oh.
Cunty,
Right.
son.
Cunty, yeah. Same thing. Joe Haig. That
Ridiculous. That was fucking
Yeah, that was a really bad like prom photo. I don't know what the fuck that was.
it reminds me of Step Brothers.
Did you retweet it? Who page is it on?
I just tweeted it out.
There you go. Check it out. It's great. Makes Aldo's love for him even more special.
Yeah, these dudes are fruit cuts for this picture.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
It's nothing wrong with that. It's fine, but it's still
The photo is wrong.
the photo's wrong as fuck.
Who was the photographer? Who's the head of their media department?
Who cares? As
Whoever
long as they're
got
not coming to the
fired
Bears.
from Whoever got fired here.
Imagine if fucking we drafted Quentin Nelson. He did that shit with your boy, Phil.
Which boy is that?
Charles Leno.
Charles Leno and Nelson together.
And you know what Aldo would do? He would Photoshop his face on it.
He would. He would be
Oh,
Leno
fucking Leno.
on top of Leno. Good old number 72.
God, I'm so happy we got Roquan.
A millisecond late.
Okay, now he sounds demonic.
He sounds like Freddy Krueger.
I'll tell you guys, I never seen nobody block a goalpost like that. He blocked the hell out that goalpost.
Yes, he did.
Goalposts ain't going nowhere.
BG, you got some more breaking news?
I messaged you 8 minutes ago.
We interrupt this programming to bring you breaking news. Bears Ballroom's 100 proof breaking news.
All right, so I'm not sure how much truth there is to this, but it is being retweeted and commented on for the last 2.5 days. Sean King, at Sean King, said, breaking, several star NFL players have told me they are considering sitting out the season until the de facto ban of Eric Reid and Colin Kaepernick is removed, and both men are given spots back on the rosters. They aim to get 25% of the players to sit out with them. He doubled down on that 7 hours ago and said, breaking, a group of NFL players tell me they intend to stop paying their NFL Player Association dues between $17,000 to $18,000 per year, stating that at D. Smith NFLPA and the NFLPA have done a horrible job standing up for them for their concerns for Kaepernick and Reid.
Yeah, watch how many of them sit down when the paychecks start coming in the regular season. That'll tell you how serious they are.
Why the fuck would they tell Sean King they're doing anything? Who the fuck is he?
I am the one, the way your son don't need a gun to get respect up on the street.
Fuck. Yeah, just to let you know, man, I plan on sitting out next season. Okay, thanks. I'm gonna tweet it out.
I'm not gonna pay my union dues. Okay.
The same guy that's telling the blog to equal to the inside.
He's friends with very powerful executives.
Exactly.
High up. The problem is Kaepernick is in the midst of a lawsuit.
Right.
So any action at this point is moot.
Ain't gonna happen.
They're not going to give him a spot back on the roster in the middle of a lawsuit until that comes to be a point of negotiation if they want to drop the case.
Right. And if the NFL owners did anything, they would basically be admitting collusion. So
right.
This isn't going to play out the way these 7 anonymous players are hoping, even if they're real.
Who are the 7 anonymous players? Mike Glennon and who else?
Well, Mike Glennon is perfect.
They're all on the Packers. They're all on the Packers.
It's ridiculous.
Love it.
Exactly.
No, the story's being spun, but, it's just interesting. I mean, it's been 3 days now since he released this initial tweet. It's gotten 118,000 likes, 29,000 retweets, and 12,000 comments.
I've unfollowed everyone that liked that tweet.
I know the comments are hilarious. I wish I could go read
They are. The thread is hilarious itself, but he started by making it about the spots on the rosters, and now he's making it about the NFLPA and union dues, and then he's making it that the NFLPA is not a union, it has little power. Then his most recent tweet on the thread talked about how the players themselves don't have any communication abilities amongst themselves. So what's your point?
He's going full-on tennis back and forth.
NFL players do not have a central method of communication with another, no central email list or text message system. They have group chats and email threads with their team or friends, but struggle to communicate one message to all players in the league.
Covering all his bases.
Right. Go to work
the
for
fact
Barry
is, yeah. Ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Who is sitting out for, this is your livelihood. I could see someone like a J.J. Watt who's gotten paid and has all this money to make this kind of statement. But if you're a young player trying to get your feet underneath you, ain't sitting out. This is your life. This is your families. I mean, we watch these Hard Knocks and all this other stuff with cuts and guys. This is the league that they love. They want to play. This is ridiculous.
They'll get some big name that's not signed by a team that'll come out and make a comment. That's already done playing.
I was gonna say, even if they are gonna sit out, why the fuck would they tell this random guy that?
He's a constant. He's a constant.
Who is
he?
He's a columnist, and he's got his own morning radio show.
He's fairly well known. He's fairly well known out east. Yeah.
Yeah, 982,000 followers.
Yeah.
No, I know he is a race instigator, agitator.
I know he's a race instigator guy, but why the fuck would NFL players randomly tell him, like, hey, guy that has nothing to do with fucking football?
It's ridiculous.
We're going to sit out the fucking season, and we're going to not get paid because Kaepernick and Eric Reed don't have jobs. Yeah, okay.
I don't know why they would go to him and not Josina Anderson.
Or anybody else.
She was getting a pedicure.
What's the girl with the line on her name? On her head? Pam Oliver.
Pam Oliver.
Oh, man.
You're a fucking whore.
Simba.
I'm just telling you, do not go to this thread. It is like Alice in Wonderland's rabbit hole. You got all kinds of people in this.
Oh, my God. I can see it.
They tried calling Russell Baxter. His phone was busy.
Oh, that's my boy.
You gonna fuck around and get lost inside the weave, BG, if you go that damn thread?
Yeah, no thanks. I'm good.
She got a broom on top of her head and shit. All right, go ahead.
And Mike North has a message for you, Trey.
Clean up your mouth, all right?
Gotta get Mikey North back on the tackle.
Goddamn Bears ball washer.
I gotta pull that. Fuck.
Still?
Mike North.
Still, I keep forgetting.
2 months later.
At least he's got ridiculous for me.
It's ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Man, according to Mike North, Jordy Nelson had 2,000 yards.
Jordy Vegas.
Motherfucker for that 20 touchdowns out there.
He was going to do that, Trey, but he's sitting out this year. He just doesn't want to play. He told Sean King. Just tweeted him.
Sean King.
That'd be the funniest thing that I ever heard in my life. Jordy Nelson saying he going to sit out.
Yeah.
Because fucking Kaepernick and Eric Reed don't have jobs.
Like, who does that?
So, something else that's ridiculous is a poll by fanjuicer.com of 1,500 random NFL fans that ranked the Bears logo 28th out of 32.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
I saw that.
Green Bay 20th.
Who's number one? That's the big question.
Yeah, who's the top?
What the fuck is the Browns?
I want you to. The Browns are last.
Browns have to be last.
With that little brown helmet.
A little splotch of shit.
Where's the Lions?
The Lions are second. Guess who the first?
Oh my fucking
What the fuck?
I'm serious.
The Patriots.
The Chicago Bears C is
Cowboys.
a fucking classic.
I want to know who number one is.
Number one is the Saints.
Holy Jesus. What the fuck is that?
The Saints. I'm always smiling.
Saints.
The Eagles. So the way it worked was the Saints came in at number 1, Detroit came in at number 2, Atlanta at number 3, the Rams at 4, the Vikings at 5, the Eagles at 6, the Bills at 7, the Broncos at 8, the Texans at 9, and the Seahawks at 10.
Damn.
Detroit was number 2?
Yep.
Gee,
what the fuck?
Who the fuck made that list? Fucking Pam Oliver?
Fanjuicer.com.
Dan Wilder?
You know what that list is, BG? Hit it, Aldo.
It's ridiculous.
Speaking of the logo, Bears fan Dan has been begging me for the last 2 weeks to talk about the Bears logo because he wants to bring back the one circa 1998. You guys remember that one?
No.
Phil does.
Yes,
wait,
I do.
Wait. I want to hear from the other guys first.
Wait, is that the bear inside?
You put it in create. Yes. Shane.
You mean you're talking about switching their logo on the helmet to that? That's what he wants?
He wants to switch the logo, period.
Wait, so which logo is it?
Show it
bear
in the
or
creative
the
room.
C?
It's the C with the bear logo inside of it.
I just retweeted it, Trey. Go check it out.
Millisecond late.
That's what she said.
So BG was biting her lip when you played it that way. It looked like she was heading to the short bus.
Oh, this one, okay.
I'd rather have that logo than just the C. But
whoa,
I would like to see.
Here we go. Here's a debate.
I would like to see a whole total redesign of the Bears logo, something more contemporary, something more up to date. I'm tired of the Bear logo, the one that I'm wearing, the one that BG just shared. That Bear logo, to me, I've never been really impressed with it. The eyes on the bear don't look terrorizing. I like that. There's that Bears logo where the bear looks fucking menacing with the teeth that just look like there's blood dripping from it, and the claws on the bear are just ripping through somebody's helmet or something like that. I forgot, there's a name for that particular logo. I'd like to see something like that. Something, totally now contemporary with it. The old C, that's seen better days.
I wanna get a look at these orange jerseys, man. I don't know what the hell they waiting on.
So, did you like this C, Trey?
I saw
with the bear in it.
I'm not a fan of it though, man. It just seems different.
Dude, I had a starter jacket with that on the back, and I just wasn't feeling. I remember just not.
You had a throwback OG starter jacket?
No, I had it in the '90s, kid. Yeah, I still got it.
That's a throwback.
Yeah,
it's the '90s. That's a throwback.
Yeah, I got that jacket somewhere up in the attic.
Probably not in my drawer. Man. You might want to pull that out.
I'll give it. I don't pull out. I got
give it
4
to Dan.
Kids.
I sure hope you are now, or you're going to end up with 10 kids.
We're practicing the rhythm method.
What are you, Amish?
The rhythm is gonna get you. Rhythm is gonna get you. I wonder why that was the big song in the Puerto Rican population. But anyway, I'm just not a fan of that logo, Shane. Or Aldo. Or Dan. I just never have been. Thought it was kind of cheesy. I just like the classic C with the orange and then the white trim on the navy helmet. I love that look for the helmet. As far as, T-shirts and stuff, I don't know. I understand where you're coming from. I like what you're wearing, Aldo, tonight, the bear. I like that look.
Somebody just tweeted out a picture of a little teddy bear. That Shane.
Is that Shane?
That was Shane, yeah. So I'm trying to show the logo that Aldo was talking about, and Shane came in with an alternative image.
It looks like a bear with Down syndrome.
Is that the bear flexing his muscle?
It's a ballsy bear.
I saw that. I was like, what the fuck is
that? Cut that part out.
I need a barfly to design a new logo that's up to Aldo's code and the barfly code.
And not Shane's, please. That's going to give me nightmares tonight.
What if they just switched up the C and went the orange in the C? They went to the metallic orange. Like they are, the chrome inside.
Like they have on the throwback? That color?
No, you know
1940?
No, you know how they have the new college helmets, how they have that chrome look?
Oh, I know. Like the Christmas bulb. That would be tough.
Yeah. I'd go for that.
If they did the inside of the C, just make it that metallic orange, just inside the C on the helmet.
Mm-hmm.
Switch it up a little bit that way.
Or make the helmet navy blue shine, like a Christmas bulb, and then have that metallic C. I can be down with that.
What kind of Christmas bulbs do you have at your house?
The fucking Louisville. You ever see the Louisville helmet? How it shines like a fucking...
it's chrome. It's chrome, right?
No, it's red, cardinal red.
Yeah,
but
it's like a... Right. But
it
I think
shines like a Christmas fucking bulb. Yours don't shine like that? I know barflies understand what I'm talking about. The bear's helmet doesn't shine.
Oh, no, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's like a...
It's like...
Yeah, I know.
The Christmas bulb is the only thing I can come up with a color that reflects like that.
Yeah, there's no metallic palate to it. It's not flat, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know what you mean now. I'm thinking about it too.
Okay, see that?
What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm not feeling that cheesy shit.
Come on, man. That's not cheesy.
You talking about the helmet?
No, I'm talking about the helmet is kind of different or whatever, but the bear.
That's not cheesy. That's a fucking Benny the Bear, whatever his name is. What's the bear's mascot's name?
Staley.
That's fucking
No, Staley, not Stanley.
Yeah, it's Staley on steroids.
I said
Staley on steroids, man. That looks tough, bro. He's breaking out the jersey. He's turned into a Hulk.
Mad Max shit.
Yeah, it does. It's cool. I want to see something different.
I'm not feeling that. You like that?
Come on, that's better than the fucking Lions.
That's for sure.
Anything better than Lions.
BG, show the one I just.
They're gonna put fucking
the one I
Pam
just posted.
The Lions will put Pam Oliver's wig on their.
I am showing it. Right
helmet.
Yeah. I don't like the bear in the middle of the sea. It just ruins it for me. Just keep the sea, make it reflect.
That might be cool.
Well, if they made the bear a little bit smaller so you can see both, like it's the sea and the bear, but like the bear's not covering any part of the sea.
I do like the fact that the bear is not white and it's orange.
What's wrong with white bears?
I don't like white people.
I don't like the white bears.
He doesn't like Canadian polar bears.
I know. Why is the fucking thing white? Have we defined what kind of bear the Chicago Bear is yet?
The grizzly bear.
It got to be a grizzly for sure.
Okay, I want to make sure.
So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm
There
gonna
you
save
go.
all of these. I'm gonna
like
save
that.
all these images, and I'm gonna
Let's do
post
a
them
poll.
tomorrow. Not a poll. Oh yeah, we'll do it. We
the
can't do
fuck
it
is
official. Yeah.
There's the ridiculous.
Donald Trump.
That's not Mike Glennon.
That's the
That is scary.
Donald Trump.
Where did you find that?
That's the Donald Trump bear.
Who made that and why?
Some Trump lover. I think it's pretty cool compared to
I
some
thought
of the
that
other
was
shit
the
I've seen.
Bears Brothers logo.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Well, there goes mine in the evening.
Oh boy.
All right, I gotta tell Dan Aguirre that this whole segment,
I'm fucking bored, man. Boredom's the first step on the road to relapse.
I'm gonna start drinking again, man. I haven't drank in 2 days. We're talking about this.
I
helmet.
promised him I would.
I'm just kidding. It was a good segment, and I think it's time to wrap things up, man. We kind of promised the 2 hours. I'm seeing 2 hours on a counter here. What do you guys think? All right, that sounds like a yeah. Let's get the fuck out of town. We are going to do some shout outs before I do my signature goodbye. And as always, we start with Draft Dr. Phil, who has compiled a list of shout outs that is going to be the shortest he's ever had. Phil, who you want to shout out? Who you want to shout out?
I'm going to shout out Ridiculous. I got to shout out Jim Larison.
Everybody to hear what I said.
Oh, this shit's going to go viral, Phil. Go ahead.
Jim Larison, friend of the show, at Jay Larison.
Mm-hmm.
Great dude, big barfly listener.
Mm-hmm.
Bearded Bears fan, Aaron Current. Obviously, Dan Aguirre. You got a whole fucking segment, bro. A lot of barflies would love to have a whole segment.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Bowditch across the pond in Wales. Big Chris at Bouchinet. Shout out him. Shout out James Ford.
You stole my freaking shout out.
That's what I do, girl.
She steals him. That's why he goes first.
James brought to my attention through Aldo this story about Uncle Tom and the real backstory on it.
Yeah, pretty cool, right?
It's just great stuff, and I'm so into that. So I'm checking that out. So shout out you, James Ford, and Chris Bears 3420 at Chris_Bear 3420. Great follower of the Bears Barroom. Great stuff from him. And I got a song I'm producing with Jason McFly at Black Iowa 34. It's coming together really nicely. Shout out you, Jason, for helping produce the track that I'm putting together for Bears Ballroom next week about a draft pick. My boy John Santucci, the Tooch is loose.
Yeah, Tooch.
He wants a song. He wants a song.
It's ridiculous.
At Haitian Kid 79, Teddy, shouting you out, supporting the Bears Barroom product, giving me some compliments on the work that Aldo, Bears Girl, and Shane are putting into the product and how amazing it is. And shout out my boy Bearlissimo and Lil Nicky finally coming back out from behind the curtain. Nicky Kurtz, giving you a shout out, bro. I'm glad to see you back active on Twitter. The Bulldog's back.
Good stuff.
That's my shout out. I want to shout out Russell Baxter too.
Russell's a great guy.
Continuing to promote the Bears Barroom, even if Shane and him have their soap.
They're good now.
Yeah, I totally fucking love him.
I don't know if Hatelick and Shane.
That's not gonna happen.
Those are my shout outs this week. Cousin Heidi. Oh, shout out Benny Driscoula.
Benny,
happy birthday.
Yeah, Benny Driscoula. Shane.
Just don't put it on
boy.
Twitter, Phil, because then it's going to be a threat, never-ending threat.
Oh boy.
Shout him out on his birthday.
Happy birthday, Benjamin Driscoula. It's time for you to start fucking writing an article for the website. Trey Biz, who you got to shout out to?
I just want to give a shout out to Pam Oliver for that weed. That motherfucker be 30 every Sunday. Never blow away. That bitch got to be super glued on. No,
I think it's cement.
Oh,
cement.
Man.
No, she got some Gorilla Glue on that shit. Shout out to motherfucking ESPN for saying we're not gonna win any games this year. That's a new one. I gotta holler at Josina Anderson about that because that's just disrespectful, man.
That is.
That's just fucked up.
That's fucking cold.
Oh man. No, but for real, man. Though, Johns and Holt kind of redeemed themselves a little bit this week, man. They had some good information on their podcast this week.
They did.
They had some really good, some tidbits about Kevin White and Adam Shaheen and how they looked in practice. They threw out a couple little plays they probably shouldn't have said because I don't know how it is with the media, and they tell them not to say anything. But they're saying how Shaheen looked really good, called a 50-yard pass or something like that. So that's that's good. They give us that kind of information. That's what we listen to their podcast.
They heard us.
We don't give a shit about White Sox. Give us the Bears information, man. That's what we listen to for.
That's right.
Yeah, man. It's a good week. Phil already shouted out just Gula. I was gonna give him a shout out too. I saw it was his birthday, but Phil took it, of course. So there's no point in me.
Oh, jeez.
Surprise.
Surprise,
motherfucker. Got Dustin Reagan Padilla to shout out.
It's not
Shane.
It's not Dustin's birthday.
It was. He had a birthday, didn't he?
Months ago.
Me and Dustin both got the same birthday. That's what he told me. He was born the same day I was. Ain't that crazy?
When were you born?
Back in January.
January 20th.
January 20th.
Thanks for keeping up there, Phil.
He's my half twin.
Shane, you got any shout outs?
I do. I have two of them.
Damn. Go for it, brother.
I'm going to shout out my...
Johnny Hatelick?
Yeah, well, he was number 3, but he didn't make the cut.
It's ridiculous.
I'm going to shout out my better half tonight, Hila. We're going 8 years strong today.
Wow. Congratulations.
Spending it here with you fuckers.
That's a mistake.
And so,
you're welcome.
Sorry, Ela.
I love you, and I'm glad you won the man lottery 8 years ago. And I'm gonna.
Wait. So you gave yourself a shout out in your shout outs?
Oh wait, is that how that works? And I'm also gonna shout out James Ford, our barfly, also because Phil did.
because Bears Girl's about to do it for the third time. Bears Girl.
Hey, breaking news. Yeah. On 100 proof, there's 100 days left till kickoff.
That's right. That is
there are.
There you go. There you go.
Captain of the It's only like a millisecond away, Phil.
Is he coming on? I hope not. Actually, no. Let's bring him on so I can ask him why he blocked me.
That still bothers you, huh?
Somebody blocked BG?
Yeah.
BG.
Yeah, people I've never interacted with.
Aaron Lemming.
One of the barflies said
my life.
It was a cock block.
I'm good with that.
Exactly.
So I'm going to shout out a Canadian NFL player, Laurent Duvernay-Tardif, who is a guard for the Kansas City Chiefs, who is also now, apparently, the first active player to hold a medical degree. He is officially a doctor, people.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
How did I know you were going to do that, even though you knew about the tweet? Also going to shout out and say happy birthday to Gale Sayers, who turns 75.
Gale Sayers, my man, Gale Sayers. That guy, and let me tell you something.
Miserable old fuck.
I started watching football in
You talking about Aldo?
Talking about Gale Sayers.
I started watching football in '67. I'm a kid. I'm trying to learn the game and so forth. And I keep hearing all these reporters, reading all these stories in the newspaper, seeing the 10 o'clock news and people talking about Gale Sayers. And all of a sudden, I see fucking film of this kid running, sloshing through the mud, making moves that were just unbelievable. We'd go out to the fucking schoolyard and try to duplicate those moves. Gale Sayers, he was the guy that showed me the beauty of this football, this sport of football. Unbelievable. I love you, Gale Sayers. I know times are hard right now. You've been battling a disease. Fight it out, brother. I hope you stick with us a long time. And God bless your family, Gale Sayers, for taking good care of you. I hope there's a special place in heaven for you, Gale. And I love you, buddy.
Place in heaven, he hasn't died yet.
Oh boy. Oh my God. Can we take that back?
Welcome to Bears Barroom Radio.
Can we pull that back, please?
Stab him, we slap him.
Oh, jeez.
All right, so we're gonna go back. We're gonna go back to shout out.
Hold on.
Shout out the bridesmaid.
Respect the elderly, motherfucker.
Sorry, Gail. Whenever you leave, there'll be a special place in heaven for you.
Oh my God.
Whenever you leave.
Oh man.
All right.
Did you see that bridesmaid, Aldo, laying out for this thing?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I retweeted that video.
That's from a commercial though, a couple years ago, apparently.
Oh really?
Yeah.
It's not a real.
Can we give one more shout out?
Sure.
I still haven't finished mine, but sure, go ahead.
And I got a couple too.
Can we give a shout out to Danica Patrick for fucking crashing her car?
Oh my God.
Aaron Rodgers' girlfriend that used to be a Bears fan, now she's a Packers fan. Fuck her. That's why she crashed her last race. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
How do I compete with that? So yes, I am going to shout out James Ford. I actually met James Ford today for lunch in Toronto.
Yeah.
I'm also going to shout out Mark Dubai Mark. I'm also going to shout out Mr. UK Bear, and you stole Little Nicky, but I'm going to shout him out as well.
Very good. I want to shout out one of the Weedmen, our writer who's always coming in and playing peacekeeper with Shane and Russell. Wanda is great. I wanted to shout out Zeke, our man Zeke, who's already off to a fast start with next week's BHL. An hour ago, he sent out, ask BHL, do you expect the Bears to be a fast tempo pace offense? So he's already ahead of the game. He got your first.
Oh, yeah, they're starting already.
A week early.
Guys, we're still recording 100 proof, but it's all good.
I also want to shout out Little Nicky. I got together with him for lunch last week, spent some time checking out his setup, his audio setup, giving him some tips on how to do stuff. The guy is just so dedicated, so helpful to the Bears Bar Room, and he and I had a good time. And one of the things that we did is we went to a bar, and the waitress there, named Katie Kellogg, I asked her, and she kindly said yes. She's going to be on next week's show as a contestant on Bears Bar Room Dating Game. And so the way we're going to do this is we're going to pick 3 barflies who are going to be the contestants, and Katie's going to ask a series of Bears/love questions to these Bears Barroom Superflies, and they're going to go on a pretend date together. Actually, if they go on a real date, that's fine by me. I'm not pimping anybody out. I told her, though, you don't have to go on a date with anybody, but maybe if you meet somebody, that would be great. And she sounds like a really good sport, so I think we're scheduling her for next week's show. We should have a little bit of fun with this. So that's all I got, gang. I'm gonna tell
I gotta ask the question that all barflies want to know. When's the rematch? When is the final round of Jeopardy?
Phil needed a week off from that.
The Smalls versus Poles. When's that happening?
Well,
wait, you skip over Trey and Steve-O. I mean, Bobby Fair.
Well, because you each have a win, so it's down to the two of you. I mean, we'll have a third player, but Jeopardy? Yeah.
Shit, let's do it on BHL next Monday night, man.
Can you bring Aaron Lemming on?
You want to do it live? Oh, hell no.
Do it live.
Doing it live, BG.
Do it live.
Doing it live.
Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Get the woman who called on the guys at the fucking park.
Was that the fastest drop?
Barbecue Becky?
Yeah, Barbecue Becky.
Is she gonna bring her razors with her?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
I don't want Barbecue Becky anywhere near our shows. Thanks. Should be calling all kinds of people on us.
Shane would roast her.
Come on, should we do it live?
If you want to come on with me and Shane and compete,
I think she follows Baxter too.
Oh, stop it!
I'm about to go find
one
her.
of the 90,000 followers.
I think we should get Adam Rank back on the show to compete with us.
Oh, there you go. Now we're talking.
Shane wins, Adam will follow him.
Yeah.
Stretching.
That was Trey.
Of course it's Trey.
Fucking Trey. Trey will be drinking, working out, and fucking during his appearances on Bears 100 Proof.
Trey does it all.
Wait, what was it last week with BG's mic? What was that again?
Oh my god.
What were you doing?
Hilarious.
Was it water or something? What was it again?
I was eating ketchup Doritos.
Eating who?
He eats ketchup flavored Doritos, Trey.
And they're delicious.
That's some Canadian shit, man, because ain't no motherfucker.
Okay, I'm going to send you all a fucking bag, and you're going to love them.
No, please.
My son might eat it, but I'm not.
I thought you said chips. Now they're Doritos?
Don't send me that shit. All right. Remember, everyone, if you drink, please do not drive, and always bear down.
Bye.
Nelson's babies do.
When?
2 months.
In
You had the date all wrong.
I did.
Aldo said it was due last November, I thought.
I fucked up, Nelson. I'm sorry. I hope I didn't give you a heart attack. Wait a minute, the baby's due? It's 2 more months from now.
No, but he is quite excited.
Yes, he is.
So
shout him out. Shout him out.
Oh, I had another shout out too. I'm sorry,
Go ahead.
Matt Karstensen. He's a new writer for Bears Barroom. He talked to Shane. Shane talked to me. I took a look at some of his work. Outstanding stuff. I think he's going to have his first post up on Wednesdays, so look out for that. We'll be advertising it all over at Bears Barroom and on our Facebook account, which, by the way, is now going to be managed by a young lady by the name of Heidi Zimmerman. Heidi is coming in to help us with our Facebook account. So, Heidi...
We didn't even get a breaking news drop?
I didn't know about it.
Oh.
Hey, you know me, I operate...
Cousin Heidi.
Cousin Heidi is now an official member of the Bears Barroom team. I told her, these are our goals. We've got 2,000 Facebook followers. We want to get 25,000 in the next week. And she says, I'm on it.
Is she going live on
Facebook
or what?
She gonna what?
In Acapulco.
She can go live on Facebook, man.
There's not going to be any Bears news on our Facebook page when her and Driscoll are on Twitter. One of their
All right, Heidi Zim has
They could post their marriage photos up on Facebook. Ben and Heidi's marriage photos on our Bears Barroom account. Anyway, Bears Girl's looking at me like she wants to cut in with some news. Is that right?
No.
Oh, okay, so
no.
Just giving me that sexy look for no reason at all. Very good.
What I do every night.
Indeed, you do. All right, guys, this is the part where we just talk over the music and then gradually get tired and say goodbye to one another. You guys take over because I'm already tired.
I'm down to 16%. I'm ready to go to bed.
Are we done with the millisecond talk? Are we still on that?
That's going to live
this week.
all the way through the preseason.
I just don't understand that, man.
A millisecond late.
I mean, I can understand 3 or 4 seconds, but a millisecond though? Come on, man.
Look at that. I was hoping to debate him that night. That would have been funny.
It's already hilarious.
I know. It's even better now. We got the best drops ever. More drops than Josh Bellamy.
It's ridiculous.
Like, I mean, according to that guy, Kaiser's gonna be a Hall of Famer. So,
all pro.
Didn't you see him and Crevon LeBlanc going around in the Rolls Royce?
Oh my God, we didn't get to talk
that
about
was bad.
This fucking guy is the most hated Bear I've ever had.
Who's this?
On the team.
Who?
Josh Bellamy.
Oh.
Did you see the video he put up of the fucking Rolls
Yeah, go look at that
Royce?
video I posted.
Well, it wasn't on Twitter. It was on Instagram, right?
Yeah, well, Shane put it on someone put it on Twitter.
Yeah.
It was
No,
a
he
scar.
threw it in our DMs.
Yeah, it's hard to fucking watch, man. It
Oh
was
my
bad.
God.
you think the guy's fucking Odell Beckham or something? How he be acting?
Yeah, really.
He's talking more fucking shit. And what is that? Flaunting cash, like trying to be bit.
Dude,
what's
he
that
had
little
his-
Chinese girl? That
He had his
fucking
little
got caught up?
baby. He had his little baby on Versace sheets and comforter and said, "My baby knows nothing else but Versace."
Oh my
Josh
God.
Bellamy's kid?
Yeah.
He Aldo, he comes out of somewhere and starts showing off his Rolls Royce.
No, that was LeBlanc.
That was
LeBlanc's
That was
Rolls
Crevon
Royce?
LeBlanc. Yeah.
No, that was Bellamy's Rolls, I thought.
No, it was Crevon LeBlanc, dude.
Oh, I totally lost respect for
Undrafted free
LeBlanc.
agent.
And Bellamy's baby's going to know Goodwill soon when he's cut later this year.
Damn. That's cool.
That was an awful video.
It's 2 undrafted free agents. Eddie Jackson hangs out with them too.
Yeah, that's bad news right there.
Yeah, the whole crew was down. The whole bunch of them were down in Miami. Tariq Cohen was down there. Benny Cunningham, Eddie Jackson.
Uh-oh.
Yep, a bunch of them.
Uncle Aldo's not happy with that.
Look at the bright side. At least they're impressed. At least Eddie Jackson and Tariq Cohen are impressed with Matt Nagy on the field.
Yeah.
They're doing what they're supposed to be doing on the field. I can't say the same for everybody. I ain't heard nothing about Bellamy. I ain't heard nothing about him.
That video was fucking douche chill worthy. Oh my god.
His baby know nothing but fucking Versace, really?
It's ridiculous.
You're a fucking undrafted free agent, dude. Like,
both of them. Wow.
The fuck you mean your baby don't know nothing but Versace? You better catch some more passes, or you're gonna be fucking working at Burger King, motherfucker.
But do you really want him handling your burger at Burger King? Really?
No.
Who said he's gonna be handling the burgers? He's gonna be fucking cleaning the toilets out.
Dropping whoppers.
Sounds
like
a fucking song.
He could put the burgers on the grill, but he ain't gonna be taking them off. He dropped the motherfuckers on the grill.
He's dropping the frozen burger. If you go through the Burger King drive-thru, do this for me and say, listen, I want it fresh off the broiler. Then eat that burger and tell me it's not the best fast food burger you'd ever have. You have to say fresh off the broiler. They have to do it.
I agree.
I couldn't hear you over the buzzing of your charging phone, Phil.
I was at 1%, so it lost me. So we got to do the Buzz Lightyear here.
You can pay me a Burger King, man.
I'm telling you, Trey, I'm not a fast food guy. But if you order it fresh off the broiler, it is a great burger. It really is.
I agree.
So you tell me right now, if I get in my car and drive to Burger King right now, and be like, let me get a motherfucking, what you get, a Whopper?
Get a Whopper with cheese.
Let me get a Whopper with the
no bacon?
With
you
my
can get
fucking
bacon, whatever.
Fresh off the broiler, and they're gonna give me the best burger I ever had.
Best fast food burger. You're gonna be like, it's gonna be upgraded, like Bellamy's Rolls Royce, or what is it, Cravon?
And what his Versace sheets? His baby don't know nothing but Versace sheets.
He's wrapping Whoppers in Versace.
Oh my god!
Like if you have to go show off like that.
I was just saying, man. I had a conversation with somebody. I said, this motherfucker, you think he's Antonio Brown or something, like how he acts on Instagram.
What's
What's
his plan, Trey, after the league?
Maybe he comes for money or something. I don't know, but I mean,
Could we
Bellamy?
get him back? Could we get him on the show?
That's a good question. Is he on Twitter?
He's on Instagram. You guys run that shit. I don't even know how fucking Instagram. I tried to follow it and have it.
I'm like, hey, Bellamy, we want you to come on the show and discuss how you drop every crucial pass.
Okay. His birthday thread on ChicagoBears.com on Twitter.
Yeah.
Did you read down that thread?
That was bad. That was embarrassing.
Shit. You talk about fans calling him out.
Can we get
even I felt bad for the dude.
I was reading that shit dying.
That was the first time I ever felt bad for the dude. I'm like, it's his fucking birthday.
Do we have enough money in the hopper for a Versace pillow we could offer?
People were talking about he gonna drop his fucking birthday cake. Like this fucking just going off the whole time.
Dropped his birthday cake.
How much is a Versace comforter, BG?
Let me look that up. Hold on.
Is he married? Does he have a kid?
He has a kid, yeah.
Can we get him a Versace onesie, Shane?
I'm not
with all the money we get paid here. No,
a Versace anything at all.
Oh, these are hideous.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Yeah.
So a Versace sheets go, and it's just either the flat or the fitted. You don't get the set. So the flat sheets go between $395.
It's ridiculous.
$850. The fitted sheet goes between $395 and $725.
Are those
just the sheets?
Just the sheets.
Those are individuals.
That's a single sheet.
Straight off the boiler.
What's the thread count?
We get a sheet straight off the boiler.
What's the thread count on those sheets?
Broiler.
Thread count? Hold on.
20 million?
Take a look
Can
at
we
this.
put that on the Drskula Zimmerman wedding
registry?
Registry, that's it. The registry.
Oh, so here's the best part. They're 100% cotton.
Oh,
They can be machine washed on warm, tumble dry on delicate. Do not dry clean.
Paying for cotton.
They're
For
one and done for Bellamy.
$50.
Bellamy
even like
changes them
silk.
every night.
That just makes no fucking sense. I mean, it's just bullshit.
Oh, God.
And they're ugly. Wow.
That's all his baby knows.
Jesus, talk about China.
Can you yank that video from our DMs, BG, and send that to
No,
Trey?
I can't yank the video from DMs. No, I can't yank any video from DMs.
Why?
Because it won't let me.
I can record it on
Frank
my
Yankers.
screenshot thing. On my-
I'm good at yanking, but not from DMs, guys. Sorry. And look at that. It's time for me to go to bed. Bye.
Little clickbait there from BG.
Yeah, really.
Listen, I was hurt at work today.
I was hurt at work, but we're not going to talk about that.
That would make a really great song.
Oh,
I talked over. I didn't know.
That's all right. Go ahead.
At first, I was hurt emotionally. Then I was hurt physically.
That's ridiculous.
We could send him a pillowcase. It's $175 for the two.
Oh, yeah. Let's send two.
We could have a Bears barfly
pillow fight
gathering donation for Josh Bellamy's baby pillowcase.
Man, if I paid $450 for some sheets, I better fall asleep as soon as I lay in the motherfuckers.
I think they fight pillows at the Bears Brothers.
Oh my God. They probably use fucking pregnancy pillows over there. Fucking little fruit cup, motherfucker.
Getting really inappropriate.
I gotta go, guys.
All right.
Talk to you later.
Yeah, me too.
Good night.
All right, guys. Thanks for
Bye.
staying to the extended edition.
Thank you
Goodbye.
all.
Good night.
Phil and Trey going to talk now for the next 30 minutes.
No, I have to hit the sack.
All right, me too. Guys, thank you very much.
All right, Trey, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, y'all.
Adios.
Yo.
It's ridiculous.